All right. NFL trade deadline is tomorrow, but week 8 of the NFL season just happened. So let's do a quick recap of it. But first, we're going to talk about this Monday night game that's happening tonight. I would wait to put this out, but I don't care how this result goes. If anything happens, it's just, hey, this player had a good game. Fitzmagic came out to play. It's going to be one of those things. It's not that important. But, so, recap. Jacoby Brissett is the real deal after he led a comeback on the final drive of the game for the Indianapolis Colts, making a miraculous play on that final drive. Of course, escaping the pocket from Von Miller, barely staying in bounds, throwing a dot to T.Y. Hilton, who's dragged his toes. It was amazing. Great play all around. And then Adam Vinatieri proves he's the GOAT. Always will be, even though he misses every once in a while. He's old. Give him a break. He's 45, for goodness sakes. Jesus, I couldn't imagine playing NFL still at 45. I couldn't imagine really playing at all, but that's not the point. Anyways, Adam Vinatieri's the GOAT. Greatest of all time. Maybe best football player of all time. He did start the Patriots franchise and win Patriots' first Super Bowl for him. All right. There are young quarterbacks are struggling, though, as Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Mitchell Trubisky, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield, Dwayne Haskins, Daniel Jones are all playing like first-year, second-year quarterbacks like they're supposed to be. Well, some of them third years, but they're struggling. Maybe it's a sign to worry. Some of these are definitely a sign to worry. Some of them's not really. They need time. Give them time to develop. They'll be decent eventually. Then some mediocre ones, Kyle Allen, Gardner Minshew. I'm going to stick to why I say Minshew might be a low-quality good starter. Kyle Allen's just a really good backup. He has potential to be a starter, but he's not there yet. Kyler Murray and Jimmy Garoppolo and Jared Goff all doing solid jobs. Jimmy G and Jared Goff just doing enough for their team to win, while Kyler Murray's doing really well as a rookie for the Arizona Cardinals. And once again, the Bears may need another new kicker after their kicker missed a game-winning field goal. Sound familiar? That's because it happened in the playoffs too, where they cut that kicker. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this kicker. And then in Tampa Bay, they kind of have an issue. Is it Jameis Winston throwing terrible passes, or is it the wide receivers? I gotta say it's probably a mix of both. I don't really know. The head coach, Bruce Arians, keeps blaming the wide receivers, but I doubt it can be them every single time. Some of these gotta be on Winston. You can't just keep doing that. Also, Drew Brees is back. New Orleans Saints just may be unstoppable. Everyone's going to predict the New Orleans Saints in the Super Bowl for the NFC. AFC is probably going to be, most people's going to be New England. Maybe some of them throw Kansas City. Maybe Indy for some, like Pat McAfee. But NFC is pretty much going to be New Orleans. Maybe Packers. No one's going to put 49ers, at least in my opinion. But Drew Brees, New Orleans Saints, defense, run game, it's all around. They're a good team. If only they could get one more wide receiver line across Michael Thomas, this team be almost unstoppable as Tom Brady's New England Patriots. Then, I already talked about this a little bit, but Kyle Allen just might be a really good backup. Cam Newton might be the future. I know I just made a video about this, Kyle Allen or Cam Newton. I chose Kyle Allen, but who knows? He did not look well against the 49ers. He's going to have time to come back. He has probably another couple weeks before Cam Newton's even healthy, so it'll be interesting. And then the San Francisco 49ers are for real. Nick Bosa, oh my God, 3 sacks, freaking picked off the football. It's just, oh my gosh, that team's amazing. Tevin Coleman went completely off, 4 touchdowns or something like that. That was great for my fantasy team, I can tell you that much. Luckily, I started him. That would have been crazy if he was on the bench, though. I feel bad for those who left Tevin Coleman on their bench for this past week in fantasy. Also, they're just all around very well. With Robbie Gould kicking, Jimmy G at quarterback, Emmanuel Sanders finally made his way to the wide receiver for San Francisco 49ers after getting traded. Defense just very solid all around. Richard Sherman, Nick Bosa at D-line is incredible. Nothing really to complain about here. It's just competition's a little iffy, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Also, Deshaun Watson is very clutch. It's one of his strengths. He may not be the greatest quarterback. I don't think he's the greatest quarterback. He's a really good quarterback. He's an above average quarterback. But he is clutch. He did this at Clemson. He wasn't the greatest quarterback at Clemson. But he did this at Clemson, which made him an elite quarterback. This is really what makes Deshaun Watson elite, is his clutchness. As, of course, you know, Clemson game won the national title on one of the last plays. This game against the Raiders, gets kicked in the face, has one eye, and throws a dime, and that ends up being the winning touchdown. So what can you say? Deshaun Watson is clutch. And good for you, Houston Texans. You finally found a franchise quarterback. Also, for the Texans, it might be time to really start looking at edge. With J.J. Watt getting hurt once again, I feel so bad for him, man. I have so much respect for J.J. Watt. He's such a good player. It sucks. He gets hit with the injury bug time and time again. Also, this Kansas City Chiefs team might actually not be bad once Patrick Mahomes get back and he starts making these spectacular plays left and right. You know, it's Patrick Mahomes. He does his own thing. He might be in a really good system for himself with Andy Reid, like we saw Matt Moore do, but Mahomes makes plays that no other quarterback can do. He's not just a system quarterback, so stop thinking that if you actually are. Also, the defense for the team seems like it's starting to step up some. Be interesting to see how it is. But then we got my rankings. We'll start from 32 and work our way down to 1. At 32, I actually put the Bengals instead of the Dolphins because I think the Bengals are a little bit worse than Miami Dolphins. Then at 31, we got Miami Dolphins. 30 is the Washington Redskins. 29 is Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 28, Atlanta Falcons. 27, New York Jets. 26, New York Giants. 25th, Denver Broncos. 24th, Arizona Cardinals. 23rd, Pittsburgh Steelers. 22nd, the Cleveland Browns. 21st is the Chicago Bears. 20th is the LA Chargers. 19th, Tennessee Titans. 18th, the Oakland Raiders. 17th, Jacksonville Jaguars. 16th, Detroit Lions. 15th, the Philadelphia Eagles. 14th, the Carolina Panthers. 13th, the Buffalo Bills. 12th is Dallas Cowboys. 11th, the LA Rams. 10th is Houston Texans. 9th is the Minnesota Vikings. 8th is the Baltimore Ravens. 7th is Seattle Seahawks. 6th is the Kansas City Chiefs. 5th is the Indianapolis Colts. 4th is Green Bay Packers. 3rd is San Francisco 49ers. And my top 2 are the Saints and then the New England Patriots, of course. I don't see how it's those top 2 no matter what. But, you know, I got something to go off of, actually. As Indianapolis Colts, why are they so underrated? I don't understand. I'm being a little biased here. I'll pre-warn you guys. I'm a Colts fan. I'm going to be a little biased here. But why are we so underrated? I don't understand. Jacoby Brissett doesn't even know he's going to be starting quarterback until preseason week 3 because Andrew Luck, the franchise generational quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, retires out of nowhere. No one expected it. Breaking news. Everybody was shocked. Colts fans were upset. We booed him. We're sorry. I didn't boo him. We were just shocked. That's the first general reaction. If Aaron Rodgers just randomly retired out of nowhere, I'm imagining Packers fans would do the same. If Trubisky did that to the Bears, I imagine they'd cheer, but that's not the point. Anyways, but Indianapolis Colts beat the Chiefs, beat the Texans, but they always are behind them in rankings for most sites, which I don't understand. Like, yes, we just had played the Broncos and we almost lost, but I don't think anybody understands. We had 2 of our corners out that game. And one of those was our number 1 corner, who's usually our lockdown corner. He locked down, I don't know if you guys know this, But Pierre Desir locked down DeAndre Hopkins last year, who, last time I checked, DeAndre Hopkins, top 5 receiver in the NFL. Most people will argue top 3. Some of them will argue top 1. That made no sense, but that doesn't matter. But I don't understand why they're so underrated when it just doesn't make sense to me. But when you have Pierre Desir out, your top corner, and the other corner was Quincy Wilson. Sure, he's not that great, but he's another corner. He has more experience. He probably would have been number 1. But when you have a rookie, a second-round rookie going against Cortland Sutton, it was not a good day for him, let's just say the least, as he had like 4 or 5 flags thrown on him. Some of them were kind of iffy, but it happened. You can't do anything about it. Also, not to mention, the Indianapolis Colts have one of the better offensive linemen in the league. Of course, against the Broncos, the offensive line didn't play up to par like they usually do. But usually, this offensive line, I don't think anybody argues top 3 in the league. They bulldoze. It's what makes the Indianapolis Colts now, I feel like, is the identity of that offensive line. And when everybody's healthy on the defense, they usually show out. Sure, they have some injuries this year on their defense. We missed some of them. Kamoko Toure be one of them that we missed. And not to mention, our rookies usually show out for us. Rock Ya-Sin, cornerback. That's one criticized for Chris Ballard I have, is he sucks at drafting corners. But we do have one of the better defenses in the league. As Carly Willis, I don't know if you guys heard of him, but he went off when we had both our starting safeties hurt. And he decided to step up. He filled a major role. And believe it or not, he plays strong safety. One of our needs was strong safety heading into the year. I don't think that's a need anymore because Carly Willis is filling up that role. We also have a bunch of linebackers who are making plays. Bobby Okereke, defensive end, one of the other needs we had, and people think we still have. But, Ben Benogu, one of the harder names to pronounce, but Ben Benogu hit Joe Flacco, and he's the one that ended the game pretty much. Our rookies show out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure they're only going to develop from here on out. Also, now I need to add, Colts have a second-year starting quarterback. This is only second full season as a starting quarterback. He played, 1 or 2 games starting quarterback for the Patriots. Sure, he sat behind Tom Brady and Andrew Luck, 2 better quarterbacks that we know. And 2 of the better quarterback brains that we know, too, not to add on. But he only improves day by day. Jacoby Brissett, by the end of this year, might as well be a top 5 quarterback. I'm not messing with you guys. He leads this team. I don't know if you guys saw it. Go check Colts' Instagram page if you haven't. But he is a leader on this team. He led that comeback at the very end for that Denver Broncos game. I saw this bunch of other stats that he led a comeback in almost every single win of ours. He drained the clock against the Chiefs. I would have to go find it, but I'm not really going to do that right now. But you guys can go do your own research and go find out yourself how clutch and how good of a leader Jacoby Brissett is. And sometimes that's really what sets apart the above average quarterbacks from the elite quarterbacks, is their leadership and their clutchness. Like Deshaun Watson, like Tom Brady, like Aaron Rodgers. That's what makes a quarterback different from being elite and being above average. Alright, so what are your guys' thoughts on week 8 of the NFL season? I want to hear them down below. Also, if you have a sports suggestion for me, leave that down in the comments below. I like to hear them. And who knows, your sports suggestion may just be one in the next video. And of course, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to click on those links down below. So there's Instagram, Twitter, Discord, and Patreon down there. Also, just make sure to keep the sports week flowing throughout the day.